Hi, my name is Germán Piedrahita with the Transportation Division. I'm here to present the Smith Road Improvements Apache Boulevard to Rio Salado Parkway project. The project will be improving bicycle lanes, pedestrian access along Smith Road between Apache Boulevard and Rio Salado Parkway. Improvements will also enhance visibility, bicycle and pedestrian safety in the project area, along with signage for bike lanes, sidewalks, ADA accessibility, ramps, and driveways. I'm starting over. I'm screwing it up. Hi, my name is Germán Piedrahita with the Transportation Division, and I'm here to present Smith Road Improvements Apache Boulevard to Rio Salado Parkway project. The project will be improving bicycle and pedestrian access along Smith Road between Apache Boulevard and University Drive. Improvements will enhance visibility and bicycle and pedestrian safety in the project area. Other improvements include pavement markings and signage for bicycle lanes, sidewalks, bus shelters, ADA ramps, and driveway improvements, along with landscaping and lighting. This is the project area. It's Smith Road from Apache Boulevard to Rio Salado Parkway. Sorry. The purpose of the project is to seek input from businesses and residents and stakeholders to assist in the development of the Smith Road infrastructure improvements. Several public outreach efforts have been conducted as part of the project, and feedback received from those meetings helped identify the priorities for the infrastructure improvements. The goal of this project is to promote safety for pedestrians and bicycles so they can comfortably use Smith Road and be able to access and move freely around the area. Today's focus will be on finalizing the design concept for Smith Road between University Drive and Rio Salado Parkway. The design concept was based on the Smith Innovation Hub Master Plan that was approved in March of 2022. The secondary focus will be introducing the preferred design for Smith Road between Apache Boulevard and University Drive. The design incorporates input from previous public outreach efforts for this segment of roadway. We would also like to point out the intersections of Smith and University Drive and Smith and Rio Salado Parkway are not included in this project and will be completed under a separate project. The Smith Innovation Hub Infrastructure Master Plan that was approved this year in March recommends specific improvements along Smith Road, such as widening sidewalks, providing street lighting, bike lanes, and landscaping. The master plan only covered the area between University Drive and Rio Salado Parkway on Smith Road. The project assessment report that covers the area between Apache Boulevard and University Drive was recently completed. The report recommends improvements from the approved 2022 master plan to extend from Apache Boulevard to University Drive. I will now hand it over to Ray Carranza from HDR Engineering.
Thank you, Germán. My name is Ray Carranza. I'm the project manager representing the design team. I'm here today to present the overview of the current design concept and also review the project considerations in the development of the infrastructure improvements for Smith Road. This slide shows the proposed improvements for Smith Road between University and Rio Salado Parkway. Smith Road today has currently has a striped center turn lane. There's no bike lane striped today, and the existing sidewalks in there are 4 feet wide. The proposed improvements, for the proposed improvements, the center turn lane will remain, and the roadway will be striped to include a buffered bike lane, as pictured on the right. ADA improvements include the sidewalks being widened to 6 feet, driveways along the segment will also be reconstructed to be ADA compliant. Street lighting will also be analyzed and improved for this segment. And the design team is also working closely with the city to identify and improve bus stops with shelters and benches. The proposed design will not accommodate on-street parking. This slide shows the proposed improvements between Apache Boulevard and University Drive. As a result of the public outreach efforts, we've received input on concerns about lack of bicycle lanes and the condition of existing sidewalks in the area. Inadequate street lighting was also a concern along the corridor. And for the proposed improvements, the roadway will be striped to include a bike lane from Apache Boulevard to 10th Street and a buffered bike lane from 10th Street to University. The design team is currently evaluating landscape and shade options for the corridor. And these landscape and shade options will occur where there's room within the public right-of-way. ADA improvements include the sidewalks being widened to 6 feet. Driveways along the segment will also be reconstructed to be ADA compliant. And street lighting will be analyzed and improved as well for this segment. And similar to the segment north of University, the proposed design will not accommodate on-street parking. And this is just a summary of the proposed infrastructure improvements that I mentioned in the previous slides. The orange segment is from Apache Boulevard to University Drive, and the green segment is from University Drive to Rio Salado Parkway. Both segments include new bike lanes, new bike lane striping, no on-street parking, and additional street lighting for the corridor. Sidewalks will be widened to 6 feet, and the sidewalks will be a combination of attached and detached sidewalks. As I mentioned before, opportunities to include landscaping will be evaluated and incorporated where the site constraints allow for it. Currently, we are in the early stages of design and development, and as we move forward, there are design considerations that will impact the final look of the proposed improvements. Future plan developments in the area was coordinated to make sure that any proposed improvements match what's being proposed by the current developments in the area. The design team has also identified existing features to be removed, relocated, or protected in place, and coordination with stakeholders is ongoing as the design gets refined. The existing right-of-way available is also design consideration we're paying close attention to, and also maintaining access along the corridor. And based on previous public and stakeholder input, landscaping was an item we are planning to incorporate into the improvements. Adding landscaping to the roadway cross section will take additional room. And as we evaluate areas for landscaping, we will need to consider site distances for safety, and also incorporating existing mature landscaping in the corridor. And also looking at impacts to the right-of-way and and temporary construction easement acquisitions. We also working with, as I mentioned before, we're working with the city to identify transit stops in the area that can be improved with bus shelters. The next couple of slides, we'll go over two of the major project considerations as we move into the final design stage. This graphic shows a site visit photo on the upper left and the screenshot from our 50% design plans on the lower right. We have identified potential areas for new right-of-way or easements, mainly occurring at the intersections. The standard ramp configuration has a larger footprint than what you see here in the site photo. And as the design progresses, we'll look at ways to eliminate or minimize any right-of-way or temporary construction easement needs in the corridor. In the areas where a widened sidewalk may impact existing privacy walls or landscaping, temporary construction easements for new sidewalks and ramps may be required as we move into the final design stage. Utility relocations will also be evaluated during the design. Utility features in the corridor, the existing utilities in the corridor may need to be relocated if they conflict with the proposed infrastructure improvements. Oops. This slide kind of shows the design role plot. You will be given the opportunity to review the design role plot online and also in person. This graphic depicts the design elements for the Smith Road infrastructure improvements as shown on the design role plot. This is this zoomed in view on the bottom there is just a small section of the full corridor between Apache Boulevard and the Rio Salado Parkway. But I just wanted to point out some of the key points on this graphic. A legend is provided on the role plot, and what the legend does is kind of, the colors kind of identify the major work elements for the corridor. Roadway widening is shown as a magenta colored shape. The yellow color is where sidewalk and ramp reconstruction is being proposed. The existing right-of-way is shown as a green line, and the red line will be either new right-of-way or a temporary construction easement. Between University and Rio Salado, the roadway widening is not anticipated. Sidewalk will be widened to 6 feet as previously mentioned, and the driveways will need to be reconstructed to be ADA compliant. At each of the driveway locations, temporary construction easement is anticipated due to the reprofiling of the driveway. But as we go into further into final design, those areas will be looked at. We'll be looking at those areas to either eliminate it or reduce it. Next steps. The next steps for design team is to prepare final design plans and construction costs for the Smith Road improvements between Apache Boulevard and Rio Salado Parkway. A detailed survey has been received, and this information will be used by the design team to develop the final set of design plans and estimate, which is anticipated to be completed by the fall of 2023. With that, I'll go ahead and turn it back to Herman to provide information on how you can get involved in this project. Herman? Oh, you're on mute, Herman.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
A survey is now available at the project webpage, which is tempe.gov/Smith Road. On the webpage, you can also provide your input, comment on the alternatives, and you can review the 15% design in more detail. Should you want to contact the project staff directly, here are the project contacts. And with that, Thank you very much and hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.